mga kaibigan? Ayos lang ba kayo dyan?
Then, the CPP lead party list organizations with in-depth ugmo core cells inside. This is the end of my presentation, sir, but please allow me just for a minute, last 1 minute, sir, to show to you something. Because dito kami nahihirapan, sir, dahil medyo mabigat yung ipapakita ko po rito ang CTJ propaganda machinery. Hindi ko po sinasabi rito na lahat na organisasyon na to ay communist. Pero ang sinasabi ko to, this is a part of the network of the CTJ's propaganda machinery. Play. So, shown on the screen, simulan. Dito makikita natin, sir, ang struktura ng Central Committee. Makikita natin ang National Propaganda and Cultural Commission. Then makikita natin paano ito pinaghati-hati sa iba-ibang mga grupo na part ng network nila. Ulitin ko po, I'm not declaring that all these are communist organization, just to put in perspective. However, kahit pagtiyagaan natin ngayon nasisilipin, makikita mo pag may nailabas ang liberation or ang bayan at ang meron silang tatlong ang bayan is the official weekly publication of the party. Ang revolution ay for deeper juridical discussion. Ang liberation ay in-depth publication. Makikita niyo po, paglabas nito sa tatlo, tuloy-tuloy na yan sa baba. Para silang isang web of connection na naglalabas ng mga propaganda laban sa gobyerno. Ang tanong ko ngayon, sirs, your honors, mananahimik ba tayo if the last so many years they are using this to corrupt the minds, to radicalize the mind, to politicize the mind of the Filipino people? If indeed truth-telling is a crime, then ako mismo, sir, I'm willing to go to jail for that, just to liberate and speak for the truth. I also want to put on record here, kasi nagsalita kanina ang Commission of Human Rights na Executive Director. Hindi niya sinasabi na ang NCIP, ang NTF-ELCAC, went to the office of the CHR. I volunteered to them all PowerPoint presentation, all documents of the NTF-ELCAC, and I told them, sir, ma'am, kung may nakita kayong mali dyan, salamat, magpapasalamat ako. Kasi imposible naman na perfect yung aming ginawa. Sabihan niyo po kami at sama-sama natin pagtutulungan ayusin ito. Sir, the head told me na sige, magtandem tayo sa tinatawag natin na Human Rights Watch, etc. Nag-aantay po kami. Nagsimula na sila, hindi kami inimbita. Nung umikot ako sa Mindanao from August 3 to October 6, 68 days to be exact, inikot ko 124 clusters of ancestral domain. Anong ginagawa ko araw-araw? Hinahanap ko po ang Commission of Human Rights. Pag hindi nag-attend, pinatatawagan ko ang kanilang opisina. Bakit? Gusto kong ipakita sa kanila na wala kaming tinatago. In every gathering, we requested the CHR to speak and even put their numbers so that all that are listening can make a report tungkol po dyan. So, marami pa sana akong sasabihin, pero sa totoo lang, ay okay na to na napresenta ko ang framework. But there's the last one. Quickly lang po, last one. Siguro another 1 minute lang po. Mapakita ko lang po to, Your Honor. Kasi ito yung mas detalye. Makikita na naman natin dito ang mukha, paano naglalaro ang party, paano naglalaro ang INDEP at saka INPE. So dito, for the CTG's regional operations, makikita natin na mayroong tungkol sa party building about the party. There is an RB building tungkol sa NPA. There is United Front building tungkol sa INDEP. Ang una ay about ideological. Makikita mo yon ang kanilang gawain. Ang susunod niyan ay political. Makikita natin ang kanilang mga gawain. Ang susunod niyan ay organizational. Makita nila ang kanilang mga gawain. Yan po sa regional committee party level. Pag pumunta po tayo sa front guerrilla operation, sa front committee level, ito naman po ang ating makikita. Meron silang party building, army building, united front. So kung titingnan natin ito, they are an organization, they are a mafia na they are working on a certain framework. So hindi natin sila pwede labanan na hindi natin ilalatag ang kanilang framework. Kasi ito ang magbibigay ng signature ng kanilang gawain. Bakit mula sa taas hanggang sa baba, may mga open legal organization that everybody is shouting na nire-red tag sila. No, this presentation will tell that this is not red tagging. This is truth-telling of their signature for the last 50 years. Ito po ang kanilang gawain araw-araw, 24/7 sa kanilang buhay habang sila ay nasa partido. Ngayon, ang tanong ngayon, nagsisigaw yung ibang legal organization for the sake of benefit. Kasi sabi ng Caesar kanina, hindi nila alam. Ngayon, ang tanong, kailan natin ilalabas ang katotohanan? When are we going to speak the truth? Kaya nga, meron tayong NTF-LCAC. Meron tayong NTF-LCAC na lahat ito ay tinitingnan. Last, sir, another 1 minute. Last na talaga to, sir. Mapagbigyan
Mr.
sana.
Chair, are we going to be given the same amount of time, Mr. Chair, to... Kailan tayo matatapos, Mr. Chair? Because we will rebut,
Sir,
they will rebut,
patapusin mo lang
we
ako,
will
sir.
rebut. Mauubos
Patapusin mo
na
lang, sir.
po ang oras
1 minute
natin.
to, sir. Mabilis to, sir. Patapusin mo lang
When-
ako. Kahit itong copy na to, sir, ibibigay ko to sa makabayan block. Alam niyo po ba, nung nag-print out kami ng National Accomplishment Report of the National Task Force LCAC, doon sa Congress memo, galing sa printing press, I give a copy of the NTF LCAC annual report to Congresswoman Colyamat, including the annual report of the NCIP. Kung iisipin ninyo, hindi ko pa nga naibigay ang kopya kay DG Nica at saka Secretary Esperon. Binigyan ko na si Congresswoman Colyamat. Binigyan ko na siya ng copy ng NTF LCAC at saka NCIP. Ano ibig sabihin doon? We are transparent. Wala kaming tinatago. Kahit anytime, pigayin nyo ko. Kahit ito ngayon, itong main thesis na to, kompleto to, sir, sa details. Just to give you an example, let's talk of one activity, basic services. Ito ang mukha ng ating ganyan. Any point dyan, pwede natin pag-usapan. Punta tayo sa local government empowerment. You can click there anything. Mapag-usapan natin. Andyan ang objectives ng NTF-LCAC. Wala kaming tinatago dyan. Puntahan natin ang programa ng CPP. Andyan, pinapakita din namin. If Congressman Tenyo and others want a copy, we will give you a copy. But let's discuss this truthfully. So, dyan na lang po ang aking presentation, sir. Maraming salamat. By the way, last na lang, sir. Si Congressman Colyamat po ay aking distant relative. Dahil siya ay manubo, ako ay manubo rin. Nidugo lang ako nakangkanay. Ang problema, doon sa Marihatag sa lugar niya, I was there 2 months ago. For the first time in years, nagtayo tayo ng eskwelahan doon. Itinaas ang flag ng Pilipinas for the first time. Andun yung mga bata, elementary students, they don't know how to sing the national anthem. Anong kinakanta nila? Ito ang kinakanta nila. Bangon sa pagkakabusabos. That is an international song. Yun ang schools doon na last 2 months ago, we were there to put up that elementary school of DepEd. So, ang katotohanan, sir, nasa ground. I retired 8 years ahead of my military retirement because I joined the struggle of the indigenous peoples. Mali yung sinasabi ni Congresswoman Colyamat na tawagin ang tribo na lumad. Dahil ang salitang lumad ay salita ng partido. Diyan na lang po at magandang gabi sa inyong lahat.
Thank you. Kaya ko po yan. Would you like to? Okay.
Just very short, Mr. Chair. I will not counter the very long thesis of the gentleman. But basically, Mr. Chair, if it is true that he is describing how the CPP operates, ano ang kinalaman ko dyan? Ano ang kinalaman ng organisasyon namin dyan? I mean, has he ever showed an instance where we in Bayan called for an armed revolution to bring down the government? Is socialism among our platforms? Are we calling for the establishment of a communist state? In fact, are we doing anything illegal or prohibited? Para ho sa aming ordinaryong tao, yun lang naman ang sukatan natin eh. I might think differently from you. We may have different beliefs and different ideologies, but the bottom line, Mr. Chair, may ginagawa ba kaming illegal? May ginagawa ba kaming bawal? Even admitting, sige, sabihin nyo na, mga CPP yan. Although, kayo naman na nagsasabi, hindi nyo rin alam na hindi naman pala lahat yan CCP. But even granting, what is the bottom line, Mr. Chair? May ginawa ba kaming labag sa batas? And as long as we do not do anything illegal, why will you red tag us and claim that we are part of the armed movement and we are doing anything illegal? I think that is the crux of the matter with red tagging, Mr. Chair. This is not a simple issue na tinatawag kaming pula. Yung red tagging po, may kasabay yun eh. May kasabay na surveillance, may kasabay na pananakot, ite-text ka, tatakutin ka, pupuntahan yung magulang mo, sasabihin, o pasukuin mo na yung anak mo. Susuko saan? Wala namang ginagawang mali. And then at the worst, ilalagay yung mga mukha mo sa poster, ililinya yung pangalan mo, pati yung pamilya mo. And then later on, patay na yung mga nandun sa poster. That is the problem here. And I think whatever is the theory of the state security forces, the bottom line is you have to come up with evidence on your accusations and file it in the proper venue. And nangyayari po, kung saan-saan nyo dinadala yung allegation ninyo sa social media, sa mga posters, mga police. I don't know if you recall the presentation by Representative Elago, talagang pambabastos na sa pagkatao niya yung ginagawa. And ito ko nilalagay ito sa mga official Facebook pages ng Philippine National Police all over the country. You know, sabi ni President Soto, why don't we file libel? We can do that, Mr. Chair. But, you know, this is the state that we are going against. This is official policy. And at the highest ranks, the President himself is even red tagging us. Saan kami pupulutin yan, Mr. Chair? And so I think the Senate should really, sana po, pag-aralan talaga ng Senado itong phenomenon ng red tagging. I think it is very revealing ang sinabi ng ating Commission on Human Rights that this escalated starting 2016, 2017. So we hope that the Senate can really come up with a report and measures that will prevent this travesty of justice at dalhin ho sa tamang lugar at sa tamang venue. Kung anuman ang akusasyon ninyo sa amin, hindi itong guilt by association and trial by publicity, which is
Ayan po mga kaibigan, mga kapwa ko Pilipino. Nakita nyo naman kung gaano katigas ang kanilang puso. Gaano katigas ang kanilang ulo. Nalulunod na sila sa ilalim ng kumunoy. Nandyan na sila. Nalulunod na pero ayaw pa rin umamin. Ayaw pa rin tanggapin ang mga kasalanan kanilang nagawa. Ayaw pa rin nilang umamin sa harap ng mga Pilipino. Ayaw pa rin aminin sa harap ng mga tao sa Senado. Bakit? Sabi nga ng mga group ng mga testigo, ayaw umamin dahil nangako sila na walang aminan. Walang aminan! Ayan po mga kaibigan, napakasakit. Sabi nga ng isang kanta, napakasakit Kuya Eddie, ang sinapit ng aking bayan. Napakasakit Kuya Eddie. Alam nyo mga kaibigan, isa lamang na ang aking suggestion para sa ganon sila po ay kusang umamin at tanggapin ang kanilang mga pagkakasala. Putulin o durugin ang kanilang isang kamay. Ibig kong sabihin, durugin na ang kanilang guerrilla group. Alam niyo kung anong ibig kong sabihin, ang guerrilla group nila, yung army group nila, NP. Sa ganon, mawala na sila ng lakas ng loob. At para matapos na rin ang mga panlinlinlang nila sa mga kabataan, at matapos na rin ang paghihirap ng mga Pilipino. Ayan po, mga kapwa ko Pilipino, nakita nyo naman, kahit pitpitin mo ang itlog, kahit durugin mo ang pagkatao, ayaw pa rin aminin. Ayaw tanggapin, ayaw umamin sa mga kalukuhang ginagawa.
The necessary charges. Of course, this is an inquiry in aid of legislation. This is different. No? Pero kung meron kayo, kasi sa dami na naipresenta ninyo, if you believe that you have enough evidence to secure a conviction or at least get past the probable cause level, then go ahead. Nobody's preventing you. In fact, they're challenging you to do that, precisely. So, sige, Secretary Esperon. Then after that, we
Mr.
will
Chairman.
just,
Indeed,
marami pa.
indeed we
Sige.
will go to court, as we have done in the Inupakan case, when we filed in 2006 a case of multiple murder for their internal purging. We went for it, and the case I just appeared as the 29th witness, the last witness in that case. We also filed a case against the couple, the Chamsons. We went to that, and we will continue filing cases. But this is also an opportunity for us to inform the public of the true face of the CPP in PA. They have been saying that joining the NPA is a personal decision, but that is just a cop-out or a denial of their responsibility after their organizations have radicalized the youth, and now they are claiming no responsibility for it when they join the NPA. When they become NPAs, they will not even consider them as enemies, even if they're killing people, destroying public or private property, or exacting illegal taxations. What kind of government officials, which they were, would not consider them as enemy people who are bearing arms against government? Mr. Chair, I'm reminded of the tricks that they do, and this was discussed by columnist Mr. Bobby Tiglao. One of the tricks that they do is to make their organization a secret by way of taking advantage of underground mass organizations that are actually in control of legal fronts or organizations. And when they are found out to be so, they simply say that their organizations are doing or pursuing good causes, as if they are the only organization that could do that. The truth is, they are not at all an incognito organization. We know that as a result of this armed struggle that they are pursuing, they have left a broad trail of bloodshed across the land. And the death of two ladies that for whom we asked for 1-minute prayer earlier at the start is part of this bloodshed. Unfortunately, and we condole with the Coldemat family, it's their daughter that died last November 28. Mr. Chairman, we have not been red tagging them. They are the ones that have red tagged themselves. Mr. Season had a video clip. Their actions tell us that they are part of the CPP-NPA complex. And therefore, we can only say that we really have, as a matter of responsibility, we really have to inform the public. And we thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Senate President, and all members of the Senate for giving us this opportunity to give our testimonies led by our former rebels, who could be the best witnesses of what had been happening underground and above ground. Just one more point, Mr. Chair. They've been saying that they could not condemn the NPA or their comrades, and this in the same manner that they could not condemn the MNLF and the MILF. Let me just point out that the MNLF and the MILF, when we signed peace agreements with them, there was a portion for decommissioning of firearms. In the proposed CASER, the CPP-NPA would be the one that will be redistributing lands, and there will be a reduction of forces of the armed forces. Parang baliktad. Hindi lang coalition government, parang sila pa ang nanalo. That's why the peace talks at this point, the peace talks is not our priority. We want to settle this communist armed conflict by way of addressing the political, social, economic problems, and also defeat their armed group, the New People's Army. Again, Mr. Chair, we thank you so much for this opportunity
Thank you very much.
that you have given us.
Let it not be
Thank you so
said that this Senate hearing is a platform for only one particular party or group. This is your platform as much as this is their platform to present both sides, di ba? And I think the Senate President and I have conducted this hearing in the most fair manner. Before I forget, si Senator Amy Marcos, kanina pa pala ito naka-online. Senator Marcos, would you like to say something before we adjourn? Senator Amy. Gano'n siya. Anyway. Sige, so let's wind up, and if there are any more submissions to make, submit na lang kayo ng position paper. Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Same goes through sa security sector. So with that, on behalf of the Senate President, I'd like to thank all the resource persons that attended these 3 hearings. And I just hope we'll be given that wisdom to and guidance to come up with a very objective committee report in this regard. So, ingat kayo, ingat kayo, ingat kayo sa isa't isa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you po, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.